Hey there, badass dream makers. This is the Relationship of Your Dreams podcast. It's Alex, your badass dream maker host. I'm here because I believe that all humans deeply desire and thrive in loving relationships. And let me tell you, it's possible because many do find the love of their dreams and more. I'm just here as a guide to help you through the variety of obstacles and hurdles in dating and relationships so that you can also find the love of your dreams. And you're bound to learn about yourself as well. So, 2-in-1 deal. We will get deep here and you may feel triggered at times. Triggers and discomfort are part of a growth process. However, please use discretion as to how much discomfort you are ready for. Now, let's jump into this juicy episode and get you what you want. Hello and welcome back to the Relationship of Your Dreams podcast. This is Alex, your host. We have a really fun topic today. This is one that's a little more lighthearted than some other episodes, so I'm excited to keep it lighthearted today. Definitely more on the fun side. So let's jump on in. Okay, so you might have heard that when you have a better relationship with yourself, you have a better relationship with your partner, or like the quality of your relationship with your partner improves as you develop a relationship with yourself. You've probably heard that somewhere or something along the lines. So I want to talk about a very fun aspect of that. So I want to talk about how going on dates with yourself makes going on dates with your partner even better. How going on dates with yourself makes going on dates with your partner even better. I purposefully, sometimes in discomfort and sometimes with full comfort, hang out with myself alone, which I like to call solitude. There's a difference. I'll go on walks by myself, concerts, coffee shops, breweries. I even read at a brewery once. Restaurants, solo trips. I'll go to solo trips like New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Western Mass, New York, probably in Connecticut too. And I've also gone to the movies by myself too. So there's a lot of reasons why I do this, and sometimes it's if I feel disconnected with myself and I value the solitude in reconnecting. Sometimes I just want to be with my thoughts and feelings and even my intuition without any other possible influences of others around me. Sometimes I just feel like talking to myself out loud and I need a space to do that. And sometimes just having an experience that's all on my own is really valuable, even if I'm amongst strangers. Again, it can be somewhat uncomfortable sometimes and it can feel lonely sometimes, but it's always fun. There's always some aspect of fun to it if you make it that way, if you set it up that way. And it also brings clarity. And that's not the point of this episode. The point of this episode is to talk about how these dates with myself help the dates with my partner, and how if you go on dates with yourself, that will help the dates with your partner. So first, I just want to talk about the reasons why this is helpful. So you start to see what you really enjoy doing when you start doing it by yourself, because you don't have the influence of others around you. You might think you enjoy something because you're experiencing it with someone else, which is totally fine, and we are all going to have things like that. And when you do things by yourself, you get to really analyze if it's something that you enjoy at your core, if it's something that you enjoy the essence of, and not just because you're having fun with someone else. Again, there's nothing wrong with having fun with someone else. Sometimes that other person being there might put a tint on what you actually think of the activity or the event or whatever you're doing at its core, at its essence. And then from there, when you've figured out what you truly like at your core, you can see how you can incorporate those true interests into the relationship. And you can do it with more knowledge and competence as well, because when you do things by yourself, you have to kind of learn how to do them successfully, especially if it's something that involves safety. So like I've always enjoyed traveling, and I traveled a lot with my family when I was younger. Yet it wasn't until only a few years ago that I realized how much I love traveling, and like all my different favorite traveling spots, which have to do with nature and the mountains, if you know me, of course. And it showed me when I started going on these solo trips how much I love traveling down to my core, to these nature spots, mountain spots, river spots, how I love that down to my core, to the point that I could do it without someone else. And now with this deepened interest, this understanding of pure interest in traveling, especially to places with nature, mountains and rivers, etc., my partner and I are manifesting future travels amongst lots and lots of nature, because I realize how important this is to me. And to me, traveling with my partner in nature is my favorite date. So you might beg to differ about if that's a date. Well, if you want to see it this way, if you're traveling, let's say you're traveling for, we're going to put a long date out there, like a month. Like you could see all the times that you go into the woods or hiking, like as the dates, however you want to see it. To me, I sometimes see it as all one big date. However, I know that everyone has different definitions of a date. Anyways, also, I just want to touch upon, again, how you can lead the date better with your partner because you've already done it or have already done something similar to it. So you have the knowledge for it. For example, I have a good grasp on what I need when I'm traveling to nature. I know some places we can visit, and I have some other tips and tricks up my sleeve that I learn along the way when I'm doing things by myself. You get to do the things, second. You get to do the things that you like, even if your partner isn't available or isn't interested. I still recommend that partners try their partner's interests at least a few times before deciding they're disinterested. But sometimes that disinterest is also just momentary as well. And just because you like something doesn't mean your partner has to like something. And if you want to do that thing and your partner isn't available or isn't interested, if you are comfortable going on these dates by yourself, or if you are willing to go on these dates by yourself and make an experience, you don't hold it against them that they aren't available or aren't interested. You don't hold it against them. It doesn't make you angry. Maybe you can be a little sad if, they got sick and they can't come, or if they had to stay at work later and they can't come, or something along those lines, right? Some good reason why they couldn't join, or if they're literally just disinterested. So an example of this is, even if my partner doesn't want to go on a walk, I will still go, no problem, no hard feelings, and I will still have a great time doing it. And if my partner couldn't make it to a concert because of something that came up that he truly needed to take care of, although I'd be sad he wasn't coming, I wouldn't hold it against him, and I would still go and enjoy the experience. Might be a little worried about him if he was sick or something, but outside of that, if he didn't need my help, then I would still go and I'd still enjoy the experience. And lastly, another reason why going on dates by yourself is important in helping dates with your partner. So when you're on a date with your partner, you're still having your own experience. If you go on dates by yourself and you practice having an experience by yourself because you're on a date by yourself, now when you go on a date with your partner, you are still having your own experience in addition to the experience with the other person. So no matter what type of experience they have, you can still have a separate experience. And maybe you're thinking, Alex, well, if I'm with my partner on this date, shouldn't we be sharing the experience? Valid question. And my answer is that you are allowed to have the experience both together and separately. You are still your own being. You have your own perceptions, your own emotions, thoughts, etc. And it was really important to value those, because those are what make you feel truest. Those what make you feel truer and more authentic and more yourself and genuine on your dates. And how else would you want to show up on your date? Would you want to show up unauthentic, not true, not yourself? Probably not. You probably want to show up as your real self, as your true self, with your true interests and your true thoughts and your true emotions. And the truer and more authentic you feel, the freer you will feel. The freer you'll feel on your date. And the more unique of an experience you and your partner will have. Is that's 3 experiences instead of 1. It's your own, your partner's, and yours together. So how fun is that? A date is 3 experiences. I'll give an example here as well. One time I was hiking, my partner and I were hiking, and we were sitting next to a waterfall, and I wanted to journal, and he did not want to journal, but that is completely okay with both of us. He sat and took in the environment, listening to the water, while I journaled, and that is 2 different experiences separately, but we both were doing what we wanted to do in that moment. And that moment was shared. Therefore, we had 2 separate experiences and a shared experience. 3 experiences in 1. So I have some questions that'll help get the juices flowing about how you could start going on these dates by yourself, or how to make this more normal for yourself. So let me ask you, what do you normally do in solitude? Do you make time and space to hang out with yourself? Not just when you're down and feeling like isolating, not just when you're tired and winding down for bed, and not just when you're alone scrolling through social media. Do you make time and space to hang out with yourself? So this is a question where it'll help you figure out what you might want to do on your own. And the question is, what's something you geek out about or get happy flutters and warm excitement doing? And would you be open to doing more of that with just yourself? What's something that you would feel uncomfortable doing alone that you'd normally do with others? What's something you would feel uncomfortable doing alone that you would normally do with others? And I implore you to do just that. Do that. Sit with the discomfort. Discomfort implies growth. The dates will become more fun. Sometimes you just have to sit with the discomfort first. What's something you would like to experience without hearing anyone's thoughts or feelings about it? What's something that you've done or want to do where you don't want any input from anyone around you? And how freeing would it feel to not worry about the experiences of the people around you? How freeing could it feel? Would it feel to not worry about the experiences of the people around you? And that wraps up our episode today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found this helpful. Again, this is a fun one. I really implore you to apply these questions. I promise it'll do something good for you. So make sure to subscribe and leave a review and share this with a friend or on social media. And my Instagram handle is relationshipofyourdreams. All lowercase, all together, no numbers, nothing else. Relationship of Your Dreams. And it is in the summary of the episode as well. Thank you for listening.